This is Michael Helene with Restart, and we are opening the Inktober box. I got it a while ago, but I'm starting to do the recording now because tomorrow's October 1st, and I didn't want to risk, ruining it for people. So here we have the Lennox Cotton Paper Pad, 5x7, retails for $12.55 by Legion Paper. It is super, super pretty and is in off-white. We're going to talk about the Plum Tester book in a moment. But we're going to open up our little bag here, and I covered up some of the Inktober stuff because there is a code there, and I didn't want to ruin it for everybody. So you could probably pause it and see it, but we'll try not to scare people. Here we go, the Inktober Special Edition Square Sketchbook with the elastic band and the bookmark, and it's really nice. I ordered 2 sets of these. I don't even know if I did it on purpose, but it retails for $24. This is $24. This is the Inktober pencil case with 2 pouches for $13.25. It's black, 2 pouches, red inside. Of course, you get your snack. We got an Airhead. This is the Liquitex Professional Acrylic Ink in Carbon Black. It's retails for $7.99. It's beautiful. Then we have the Marabou Graphics Aqua Inks. I got mine in reds and yellows, set of 3 for $9.99. The Copic Guess and Fude Brush Pen for $7.49. The Uniposco Extra Fine Paint Marker in white for $3.99. And the King Art Original Gold 9000 Series Golden Taklon Brush Round Size 18/0 for $7.99. Super tiny. Then you got your Inktober sticker, which is my first one, so I'm really, really excited about it. And of course, we got our class with Jake Parker from the Society of Visual Storytelling, which is on that paper. That's what I blacked out. It's an individual class, $30 worth of education. So I'm really happy with it. I've been playing with it. Like I said, I did get 2 boxes. The only thing that was really different were the colors in the Marabou Graphics ink. The other one I got blues, which I was super excited about because I got 2 different colors. So we are going to do a couple, this is the sketchbook that I already opened, and we are going to kind of play with some hatch marks and shading. I'm not using one of the pens from the Inktober box. This is the Fude pen that was sent a few weeks ago, or a few months ago rather, and I really, really love drawing with this. It is, I don't know, it just feels good. And again, I'm not really into pen and ink. This is new to me. You'll see here in a minute that I've got this sort of set up and I've been practicing. So you can see I've been drawing lines after lines after lines. And excuse me, I actually got the book that has been so controversial, the Alphonso Dunn book. I really, really, really love it. I've learned so much from this book, and I'm following the workbook. I've just been doing it in this, Inktober Plum Tester Square sketchbook. And then the other one that I got, I'm going to do my Inktober in. That way I have one for practice and one for fun. So these are just some of the things that I was doing, just playing around. I'm sorry, I lost a nail that day. You're just going to have to excuse the one nail missing. So here we go. We're going to do some, so I didn't realize I had put autofocus on it on my camera, which is a nice camera. If I put autofocus on, it doesn't focus all the way. So, I apologize for a moment or two. This is going to get a little uneven, but it does get better. So I apologize for that. But you'll still be able to see everything. I've kind of gone through it and fixed it. I just didn't realize that it was happening. I wasn't paying super close attention, but basically I laid out 6 steps here. This is, I'm giving full credit to Alphonso. I don't want to get in trouble for copying anything. I'm learning. So I appreciated having his help with this because I've been able to do some really fun things, but this I just thought was kind of a fun way to use the sketchbook and to, show you guys some things for doing some of this work. And then I'm also going to record everything that I do for Inktober. So this is basic hatching. And again, don't judge too harshly. I literally have been doing this for like less than a month. I just started. So I obviously am an oil painter, and excuse me, I do some mixed media. I love watercolor. Oil painting is my favorite. I don't know, I just like the feeling. But I started with doing pencil drawings and sketching, which probably would have been a lot easier had I done this type of class first. So anyways, the way that he kind of explains things is there are, 6 levels of shading. You can do up to 9. You could probably do 100 if you really wanted to. But 0 stays 0. And then he goes up to 5. I added 6, which is like basically your darkest shade or your black. As far as your, shading goes. One of the things that I found was really interesting is when you do get up to the level 6, and by the way, let me go back to this. When you're at the level 1, I feel like I did it too close together on this particular sketch or trial. It really shouldn't be probably that close together. So the 1 and the 2 and the 3 probably look closer than they should be, but again, I'm learning when you do this, you might want to separate it or spread it out more and make it more like how I did the very top one, the sample one at the top. But again, the more you do, the better it gets, the easier it gets, and so on and so forth. So anyhow, now I lost my train of thought. Anyways, the 6. So what I found was interesting is the black. He said, don't do it solid, leave some space, because the reality is it's very hard to find something that's actually 100% solid black. If you look around at anything black in your house, and I did this, which was kind of neat, there's always some kind of light reflection or some kind of color to it. It's very hard to find something that's pitch black. I'm even looking around now and it's like, oh yeah, I see black things. There's, I've got my camera set up, I've got my computer, but there's white specks or there's spaces in between or there's light reflection. And so he recommends not ever leaving it completely black. It just looks better in general. So the first one is hatching. And again, this is my like fun book. It's not perfect. I am not a messy writer, or I'm sorry, I am exactly the opposite of that. I am a messy writer. I'm a messy handwriter. I try to be neat and I try really hard. Like I'm neat in my life. I'm anal in my life, honestly. I like things like put a certain way and I like things clean. But when it comes to handwriting, I'm like, I might as well have been a doctor. So here you go. Okay, so uneven hatching. So one of the things I learned is to go all the way across. So go one, now I didn't do this in everything, but I'm kind of showing you here. You can go all the way across when you're doing these and make one level. So like 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 or whatever, you would make the same. And then you go back to 2 and you add more. And then you go back to, and you do that at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you go back to 3 and you add more, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So I did a little bit of that on here with the uneven hatching. And I think it is slightly faster, and that may not be realistic in your drawing, but I did find that I used that technique a few times as I was drawing the mushroom that you'll see at the end of this. The uneven hatching, different than the hatching, obviously, it's a little bit more sporadic. I found it hard to do that a little bit because I wanted everything to be like clean and even. And when you look at any kind of computerized or the book that Alphonso did or anything, everything looks so perfect. I'm like, how did he get it so perfect? I mean, if I'm using a brush pen, like the Copic one, the Gas and Fude brush pen, the one that came in the Inktober box, that's a struggle. I'm sorry. It's taking me some time. Or even the other side of this brush, which is or the other side of this pen, which is a brush pen, it's really, really thin, but it is really hard to control. So I find it's easier for me to do it this way until I get to stipling, which I did turn around because I felt like I got a little bit better little polka dots, I guess, little stippling. I think it's stippling. I found that it was a little darker. It looked better, but you could even alternate. You could do, if you really want to see a huge difference between the 1 and the 6, you could certainly start with, something a little smaller, or a micron pen or something like that, and then move up to a brush pen if you want to see a really dramatic change. Stippling, again, because I tend to be somebody that tries to do things faster than I should, was tricky for me, but I'll tell you in a minute, you'll see what I'm real good at. I bet you could probably guess. Once you see it, you'll be like, oh, that's what Michael's good at. Yep, that's what I'm good at. So these are just little dots, and you're just dotting. I find digital art makes this very, very easy to practice. I don't have an iPad. I do have a Dell computer that has like a pen that goes with it. It's on an Apple, and I love it to do. I use Krita or Photoshop or Autodesk or any of those type of things. But it's like everybody always tells me to use Procreate. I'm dying. Oh, here we go. Cross hatching. I'm dying to learn Procreate really, really well because I see people do it. It's so much fun. And I like the other ones. I even tried Leonardo. Like, I liked the other ones. But there's just something about using that Apple pen. I don't know what it is. I haven't tried a Wacom or Wacom or whatever you say, however you say that. Here I go with the focus again, guys. I'm so sorry about this. I'm so bummed about it, but I was like, I'm not redoing it. So I just have too much going on. So we're cross hatching here. But I practice this on digital because I can do it over and over and over again, and I'm not wasting paper. I get the hang of it. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Like, I'll give you it's a little bit different, but it's not, it definitely helps you with your line control. If you're doing streaming lines or like, flowing lines, I guess they could be streaming lines. It's just a lot better. So, okay, I think this is where I sort of fixed the focus and I realized that it was happening. I was like, oh my God, or at least I think it is. So the cross hatching is fairly easy. I put a sun on the top. Don't ask me why. I think I made a mark or something. But you can start with even further apart than the 0 to 1, because if you think about it, where I've done the 1 on these from 0 to 1 really would probably be too much. You might want to do a much further spread out 1, and then maybe the 2 looks like the 1. You can play with it, play with it and see. I was able to get a pretty good graduation. And listen, I understand graduation. I'm a hairdresser, okay? Hairdressers understand color and light and shade and value and shadows and color differentiations and graduation and all these different things. Trust me, we do that in our business as well. I think that's why this type of thing came very easy for me. I just started painting. I couldn't even draw a stick figure 2 years ago. So I'm doing very well. I'm selling my art, which is great. I've got a few commissions coming in. I'm doing a hedgehog right now, which I'm super excited about. And I'm about to start this lady I met. She found an ad of mine online, and I'm going to do her husband. So I'm excited about that. I think it'll be really, really good. It's sort of a sad story, so I won't go into that, but hopefully she'll allow me to share that with you. This is the one I'm good at. See, I'm struggling, right? I'm struggling trying to get this camera to focus. I don't know why I was struggling so bad. But this is where I do very well. I'm good at scribbling. I have done several scribble paintings, and they are or scribble pen drawings. I've noticed that there's a lot of artists out there that use this technique, and it is so much fun to just scribble shapes. I have scribbled faces. I have scribbled animals. I have scribbled, I made Gotcha Life characters. I'm going to share that, but I didn't really scribble that. That was kind of straight. Doesn't look that good. It's okay. It's the first time I've done it. I do realism more, a little bit of expressionism, but I don't do a lot of, like loose art. I tend to be, like I said, as loose as I am in my handwriting, I tend to be very anal with my paintings, and I will work forever on them, which is not a good thing because I've got, time is money, right? I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I'm doing pretty well on the website stuff. So, putting it out there, doing the ads and social media, it's doing pretty well. So, okay, so flowing lines. Now, this is tricky too because I will tell you the thing that I learned the most from doing this, and I'm still getting it. Again, I think I should have made them more spread out, but, hey, we'll work with it. And I guess it would depend too, right? Like it would depend on what you're doing because 0 to 1 might be that and 1 to 2 could be that. So I guess it can be all different variations in all different ways. But what I found with flowing lines is I was working on them through the whole process of doing many, many, many of these. That flowing line is tricky because you got to get the angles and the way that you move the pen perfect, because if you don't, it changes your whole shape, right? So if you're a little higher or a little lower, I mean, you can literally see where it gets darker and where it gets lighter if you don't match that up perfectly. I believe in this section here, you can really see it. I don't know if it matters. I imagine it probably would on the tighter stuff, because you can really see when you curve around the first curve that would almost leave like a like an edge there if it was not done right, and the edge could shift from horizontal going to the right or horizontal going to the left, if you were to do that wrong. So you can kind of visualize that and see it. But anyways, what I would recommend is just doing this over and over again. You can see that, at night I've got two little girls, a 6-year-old that's in first grade, and I do her school all day. And I've got a very active, very crazy, wild, I love her to death, she's my wild woman, 5-year-old, or almost 5-year-old, they keep me very busy. And so this is usually done, I practice this at night. I get up early in the morning before they get up, and I work on it then. My paintings are not, I may do a little bit during the day, but I'm a full-time hairdresser. I was a full-time hairdresser, and with COVID, I had to figure out another way to make money because, unfortunately, I have parents that I care for that have some health problems. I've got 2 small children. We didn't know about that at the time. Now I'm kind of okay with it. But actually, I have lupus, which we don't know. I mean, we don't know if that could cause problems or not. So I'm just trying to be safe and make money at home and be with my kids, which I'm really enjoying. So anyways, you can see some of this stuff. Again, don't judge too harshly. This is the first time I've done it. I love the scribble eye. Super happy with that. I'm sorry, that I know that looks like a penis. I didn't mean to do that. That's all Alphonso. I'm going to give that to him because that shape was in his book. I'm sorry. He did it on purpose. Different line weights. I'm pretty happy with that little crushed box thing. This is me, my kids and I just playing with stuff. We were doing a hedgehog. There's my mushroom. There's my bow. I didn't do everything on the page, but I'm super happy with how it came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this is Michael Helene with Restart. Pay attention, continue on, watch the next one, subscribe, like, share, whatever. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.